Number 17 on your list is
Brock Purdy, San Francisco 49ers, the ultimate Shanahan quarterback. That's what we're talking about here. Yeah, okay, and there's some system involved, obviously. System quarterback, but system plus. It's not just all system quarterback, right? I mean, it's not. I mean, first off, Brock Purdy, a little bit like Tua, has the ability to handle all the offense that Shanahan gives him, right? He can, and then take that to the football field and execute it at a pretty high level. That's where he's light years above a Jimmy Garoppolo, right? I mean, that's Jimmy Garoppolo. It was like, we don't know what we're going to expect from him. We don't know if we're going to get this check right. We don't know where he's going to throw the football, right? If he just threw the ball where he was supposed to in the first Super Bowl, they would have won the Super Bowl, period. Period. Brock Purdy doesn't mess that type of stuff up at all. So he's great that way. He's a damn good athlete. He can run. Legit run. You saw it in the NFC Championship game. Even in the playoffs, the Packer game, he found ways to do it, right? He can scramble to throw and do stuff like that as well. And for not a real big guy, he tries to play big. He does try to do that, right? So those are the positives about Purdy. And here's a little more positives. Like we talked about with Tua, great feel, right? Great anticipation. Like a lot of high-level quarterback plays where you watch the play and you go, well, the ball should go here. And you look and you go, well, damn, it's already there. Like whoa, okay, holy shit, he made that. That was quick. Like, I've talked about this with Shanahan before where he's been like, he makes decisions sometimes where I come back and I'm like, I don't even know how he made that decision that quick. Like, that is incredible, right? He has that ability, and that's where he's great. Feel, touch, some of that is really good. But as we know, we're in the phase of this here, and there is some of that to go around too. Oh, you want to go into that?
Why not? Let's just get it all on the table.
Okay,
first.
You want it all on the table?
I don't want to hang it over his head. Like Brock would be listening to this and be like, I know he's going to talk something negative.
A little like Tua in the fact that, right, I would say if the game, and it's not quite to this point, but if the game gets a little ugly or if Shanahan can't deliver, you're not going to see consistent great play from Brock Purdy, right? It's a little bit like, hey, when Shanahan's got it going, it's awesome. But, who did he struggle against, right? It's a little bit like Tua. The game got ugly. Great defensive coordinators. I know they're great defenses and all that, but it's like there was struggle. Like, it was struggle. Whether you talk about the Ravens game late in the year, whether you talk about the Packers game, the Lions game wasn't very good either. Let's not, let's be serious. And of course, the Super Bowl was just okay, right? And that's when, the Shanahan tricks get taken away and he can't get in rhythm and get going that way. He can still make some throws, and no doubt he can do that. And like we saw in the Super Bowl, he can get out of the pocket and make a few plays and do that, definitely. But, like I've said with some other guys, there's a lot more wow decisions than wow throws on the tape. That's what I would tell you. And there are more missed throws on tape than you realize. He gets the benefit of the doubt in some games where you go, damn, that guy was open. I can't believe he missed that. And then the next play is, well, this guy's really wide open, and he just ran for 40 yards after the catch, and we forget about the missed throw that he missed the play before. Where with a lesser team and a lesser quarterback or something, we're all over it because we're like, they had to punt the ball. He had that guy open on second down. He missed it, and their team wasn't good enough to get somebody wide open on third down, to create that amnesia we're talking about there. All right, so I'm not done yet. Shut up, okay?
There's more negatives. There's more negatives.
Well, he's got a very long motion,
yes.
Right? Even though he tries to play big, he's not. So even though he will hang in there more than most of your normal big quarterbacks, he doesn't make a lot of very good throws with people hanging around him and stuff like that either, right? And his motion he needs space. His motion is one of the slowest in football.
Interesting.
It is long and deliberate, right? He does it more with his decision-making in his mind to get the ball out quick, right? But it's not the actual motion of the football that gets out quick. You picture his motion. Think about it. It's very floppy, and the arms go everywhere, right? And it takes him a minute to kind of load it up to throw the football. And that's definitely a negative about his game.
Brian Greasy's there. He should fix that.
I know, yeah. Greasy had a great motion. I mean, quick and as efficient as it gets.
So you mentioned it. The narrative around him is that he's a product of Kyle Shanahan, like a younger Jimmy Garoppolo, but you think he's better than Jimmy.
I think he's better
the things
than
that
Jimmy
he does
Garoppolo.
is better. And last year, it's almost like he was Tua just out west. As you're taking a look at his numbers from last year, it was top 5 in completion percentage, pass yards, yards per attempt, pass TDs, passer rating last season, led the NFL in yards per attempt and passer rating. So he did all that stuff.
Yeah.
He also did not have a fourth quarter comeback, a game-winning drive. And you can say, like, he didn't need to, right? You're on a good team. You're winning a lot. You don't need that stuff. But he has not been put in the situation where he's had to do that. And so same questions with Tua here. When the game needs to be on you to win it, can he be the guy to do that? You have him one spot ahead of Tua, so you believe a little bit more in him than the last guy we talked about, but still in that same category.
Still in that category. The only reason I think I give him a little bit more of an advantage of Tua is the fact that, I think he can make some of those power throws that we talk about Tua can't make. I think Purdy can do that. I do. I do think Purdy can be like, oh, I got to throw this 20-yard out route, and I got a guy in my face, and I can put it where I need to put it, right? Might not be the quickest. It might not be the laser through the air football that we want to see or love, whatever. But he can do that. I think that's where he has an advantage on Tua. But, there's so many plays in the game, and not in every game, but in a lot of games when you watch him, right? And I had some of these written down. That's where I'm pissed I forgot my other notebook. Of, you'd go, man, a top 10 quarterback would have made this play. Like, they would make this play or do this. Or, wait, we got the deep crosser in the post over the top, right? Right? Okay, he's setting up to throw the crosser. And whoa, the post is there. This could have happened in the Super Bowl. The post is there. Your pocket's clean. Reset, throw the post. It's a touchdown, right? But those are things, it takes him too long to gather up and get it. And then, of course, his arm isn't explosive enough to just do some of that stuff. Where I'd go, some of the quarterbacks we talk about in the top 10, right? We would go, wait, I expect him to make that throw. I expect him to make that throw. I expect him to make that throw. And I look at Brock Purdy throughout the year and just go, well, no, that's not what he does. He's not going to make that throw. That's not what he is right there.
Now, perhaps a little bit at odds with some of the things you talk about with him under pressure. He actually had the second best completion percentage under pressure last season.
Okay.
By contrast, Tua was the fifth worst.
Right.
That's also could be a function of
the offense, the system. He knows where to go with the ball and do all that. He's great at stuff like that.
Yes.
He is. So that's where he's really special. And he doesn't blink under pressure. I'm not saying that. He's just not the most physically gifted, talented guy you ever see that's going to make unbelievable throws with people, in his face. Or it's, oh man, sidearm. He's getting hit, but he still threw the 15-yard out. Sidearm off his back foot. That's what I kind of mean by pressure, right? When he has an answer and knows where to, that, I don't even worry about that. Boom, he's good, right? But, as we saw, here's another one, we talked about Tua, right? Okay, let's go through it. I mean, again, when we kind of just, we hit it already. I already said it. The playoff games, the Ravens game, the Browns game, right? The Browns game, he led them on a game-winning drive, and they missed a field goal, right? Pete reminded me of that a minute ago.
But that's also a game where he was...
It was pitiful.
12 of 27
it was
for
pitiful.
125 yards.
Exactly right. He had no business winning the divisional playoff game this year. None. He should have thrown 4 interceptions at least. I mean, he hit Green Bay in the chest 5 different times. He missed people open everywhere. He wasn't that much better in the Lions football game. And, of course, in the Super Bowl, what I would say to a lot of people, right, and I've said this to innocent bystanders who ask me at times, I just go, well, no. I mean, if you had a top 10 quarterback, you won the Super Bowl. The 49ers are the Super Bowl champs, right? There was a few plays and throws in that game that I go, no, the top 10, the upper tier quarterbacks that sometimes I hear 49er fans try to say Brock Purdy would be in, I go, no, you would have the Super Bowl then if that was the case. And I'm sorry, that's not it. And we'll see if he can continue to grow his game. He's still young and early in his career too. Let's not forget that.
He might be able to grow. He might be able to get better. We were talking about Brian Greasy teaching him some things. In the offseason, he was part of a seminar or a session, performance session. He was there with Caleb Williams. Did you know
Okay.
about that?
I did not, no.
He got paired up with a physical therapist, helps quarterbacks develop their throwing strategy by optimizing biomechanical efficiency.
Yeah.
So this is what Purdy said about it. It's the mobility. It's getting my shoulder to open up more so that my elbow can come through and I can be more efficient thrower. Not just coming in to throw, but actually work on your mechanics. As you throw more and more, your shoulder capsule opens up. This is right up your alley here. Your capsule opens up, your layback comes back, and that allows you to whip the ball more.
Right. Well, what he's trying to say is your body has to throw the ball and your arm has to react to the body.
My focus is on the hips coming through first.
Right.
That will just continue to open up more and more.
There's a lot of this talk out there in the world right now. There's not a lot of people that can teach you how to do what they're just talking about, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I got to open up more. But how do you open up more? Does he have somebody teaching him that? I don't know. I find quarterbacks all the time where they tell me this stuff and I go, so what'd you do to work on it? And then they can't tell me.
Yeah.
And I go, well, you just opening your shoulder up? Like, what bad habit are you lying into now? But
Yeah.
Greasy will stay on him. And I would think that, and hopefully they can find a way to tighten his motion up a little bit. I do think that is something that can be helped with his game. And like I said, that ability to be like, oh, wait, okay, I'm supposed to go here. Like I was supposed to go 1 to 2, and I was kind of getting ready to throw 1. Oh, but man, 1's covered at the last second, and I see 2 open. Can I get it there with, some pace and reset my feet and let it rip? And those are things he's not the best at.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. And that's why he is 17.
That is why he is 17.
In the thumbs up emoji, but emoji. Fingers on the chin, rubbing the gray beard.
Yo, what's up? Thanks for watching, homies. You know it's the off season, but there's no off season with Chris Simms Unbuttoned. It's the NFL. It goes all year around, all right? So hit subscribe, please, to hear my thoughts on your favorite team, your favorite quarterback, and, hey, how this season might unfold as we get ready for the 2024 season. We got a better picture, clearer look now that the draft is over, free agency. We know who's playing quarterback for certain teams. So, again, thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe. Peace out, homies. Check you out soon.